Hi, Sagittarius. It's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology, and today I'm here to discuss the Libra full moon. And that happens, excuse me, April 1st at 7:12 p.m., but that is here on the West Coast. So please adjust for your own time. So let's talk about the Libra full moon, which really, Sagittarius, will invite us to understand more deeply our relationships and our roles in them, how we interact with others, and also our perspective on what is fair and balanced in our lives. Libra invites us to see the beauty in our lives. Yeah. And that is Venus, right? Now, the full moon in Libra, Sagittarius, when we have the full moon on the first, the sun is always opposing the moon, right? I always kind of talk about this in the intro because it's very important. The sun is in Aries right now, and the moon is always, or we have a full moon always in the opposite sign. It's asking us to merge the best of both signs, really, or the highest expression of both signs, to make something much better, right? To make our lives better, really. So the sun in Aries is about something personal for you, and the sun is a sense of yourself. The sun is life as well, but the moon is more the emotional, right? So when we have that, um, yeah, we have this is inviting us to create the opposition is always inviting us to create some type of equilibrium. That's what it's doing. So in this case, it is about our relationships, right? Now we have a lot of energy that is still in, right? We have energy in Pisces and energy in Aries. And so today is the spring equinox, and today is the day that I believe it's today, but I know that the sun enters Aries today. So it is the beginning of the astrological year, right? We start that with spring, and this is why they say spring cleaning. And what does spring cleaning always mean? It doesn't always mean I'm going to throw out I'm going to get rid of, I don't know, these boots I don't like anymore, right? But it really means that we're supposed to let go of things that no longer serve us in the psychological sense. And of course, if you've got things to get rid of, right, in your house. So, or in your closet even. So Pisces wants us to believe in the dreams, right? And we still have Mars in Pisces. Mars, yeah. And we are in Aries, and that is Mars energy as well, right? So they're actually sharing one another. We have Neptune in which rules Pisces, Neptune in Aries, and Mars, which rules Aries in Pisces. So yeah. So but the this time of the year is asking us to have courage and for something new, right? That's really what it's about. And the sun will also conjoin Chiron and Aries on the 4th, and the 4th of April, something is able to, like, is going to be able to heal or to be overcome. Yeah, and also we have Venus, the ruler of the full moon, and that will be in a hidden conjunction. Venus is in Taurus and Chiron is in Aries. They're next to each other. And the hidden conjunction because they're in different signs. So there's sometimes there's a message in that. Sometimes that can mean that we learn kind of in a hidden way. We might learn to heal something or overcome something, or kind of happens to us, and one day we go, "Oh, okay, I'm done with that, right? I'm over that. I've overcome that, right?" And so that can happen right there for us. And so let's go ahead and we'll go straight to your horoscope, Sagittarius. The full moon is in your 11th house. The 11th house is about our social connections, our friendships. It's about, the community, whatever your particular community is. It's also about, excuse me, hopes and wishes and gains, right? Usually gains from the 10th house of career, but or status, but it is also about the future. It's very future oriented, the 11th house. It reaches it because the 12th house is after, and the 12th house is endings, right? So when we talk about the 11th house, that's where your full moon is, right? So the full moon for you. So there's something very future kind of futuristic here, or future oriented for you, Sagittarius, in the 11th house. So but we also have the sun, Sagittarius. The sun will be in Aries, and that is in your fifth house. And yeah, Aries is your fifth house. This is the fifth house of the sun. And so it's very powerful there. This is your self-expression, your creative pursuits. Your self-expression is very important, right? And with the full moon in Libra, maybe your self-expression is changing as regard to like kind of the way you manage your relationships, possibly, or how you see things as balanced or fair, as I was saying earlier. All right. So we start with, Jupiter. The full moon is squaring Jupiter, as is the sun. So the sun is in your fifth house, as I said, and it's a very powerful place of self-expression. This is the house of love and desire, too. Relationships. It can be love and desire and pleasure and fun, and also, it's also about children, right? But it is highly connected to who we are and like our talents or how we shine in the world and how we express ourselves really, right? So that's why they call it your sun sign is how you express yourself out in the world, right? I'm a Sagittarius too. And and for the most part, behave very much like one, right? So we have the sun and or the full moon is squaring Jupiter. Jupiter is your ruling planet. Jupiter also rules Pisces, as does Neptune, really, but Jupiter, you share it with Pisces, and Jupiter is about wisdom and expansion and growth. It can be like long distance travel, philosophy, our beliefs, and things like that. A higher realms, right, which is God or the divine. That is Jupiter. All right. It can be about teaching and publishing because all the teaching is associated with a higher realm, a higher purpose, and things like that. Education. All right. So, but excuse me, Jupiter is from your 11th and your 5th, making a square, right? To and Cancer is where Jupiter sits. Cancer is your eighth house of transformation. So the full moon is you're going through a major transformation here, Sagittarius, or the full moon can illuminate that for you, can show you that there's a huge change maybe within you, right? Could be. But the eighth house is also, it's a very psychological house. It can talk about our psychic abilities or the occult, right? Where, maybe you want to study something, the occult. I mean, astrology is the occult, runes, anything that is, the occult is anything that is hidden, or sometimes this is lifting the veil and understanding something very intuitively, right? So the eighth house is also a place of intimate relationships and shared wealth or shared joint finances, even paying bills together. That is the eighth house, right? All right. So it's also the house of crisis. So, excuse me. And secrets. Yeah, it is the eighth house. So maybe there's something going on there for you. But the square can push for growth with family dynamics, of course. Um, and so maybe there's something you want to do that is associated with the occult because Jupiter is about, growth and expansion. There could be, maybe you want to be an astrologer, right? Or something that is, associated with that. There could be something hidden for you, Sagittarius. You might be learning about it now. It's possible that, because the eighth house is the house of the hidden. It sure is. But there could be something uncertain for you, maybe about money, family, or relationships, or that is connected to the future. Maybe you're not really sure about something, but you're being encouraged to trust your intuition. Sure you are. We all are, but you are, being encouraged to do that. And Venus, the ruler of the full moon, is in your house of Venus is actually in Aries right now, and that is your that is your fifth house, and excuse me, and so Venus, the ruler of the full moon, is in your house of work and health. I beg your pardon, and that is your sixth house. Venus is in, this is a very practical house that makes your life work, your health, your daily routines and your habits, right? Schedules. We all need to be a little bit organized in our life, and most of us need a job, and we all need our health, right? So this is the sixth house for you. Venus is there supporting you there, Sagittarius, because Venus is in Taurus, and Venus loves to be in Taurus because Venus rules Taurus. It also rules Libra. So there could be a lot going on there. Maybe your daily life is changing, Sagittarius. And so very interesting because mine happens to be changing right now, right? Venus is conjoined with Chiron, and Chiron is associated with our health. Now, when I say health, health as such, like physical health, but excuse me, Chiron is in your fifth house of love and pleasure, self-expression. There could be something that is, children and fun. That's the fifth house. Desire, right? Sexual desire. But the fifth house is, it is really associated with the heart and your self-expression. So there could be something healing there where you're like, well, I used to be kind of insecure about this. I'm not anymore. And so Venus is associated with our self-worth. It sure is. And finance with Taurus and with beauty and love and relationships more so with Libra. But Venus, is the ruler of the full moon, so it can be both for you, right? Or for everybody, actually, depending on what house Taurus is for the particular sign. But there's something that you're overcoming here. Maybe this is the health of, as I'm saying, it could be the health. Maybe you are getting more organized in your daily life, or it could be something related to your fifth or your sixth houses. All right. Which I have just kind of, I was just talking about, right? The sun is very close to Chiron. Something, as I mentioned, something is healed or overcome. But you know what? Chiron's in Aries, the sign of the self, and the sun is about your own self-expression and how you really move into your own authenticity in your life and what you're really supposed to be doing here. It's about being authentic and living with your heart, right? I don't want to do that work anymore. I'm not aligned with that. That is the heart, right? Living from the heart, and that's what everybody needs to do, right? That's what they're talking about, heart and brain coherence, right? And this is where Dr. Joe Dispenza talks all about that, and so many other of the mystics and scientists, right? hmm And also, yeah, that sun is very close to Chiron. This can be about your talents. That's the fifth house there, and how you shine. Something could be overcome there for you, Sagittarius. The sun in Aries is asking you to have courage and to shine. And so, yeah. And so now. The full moon is helping you, Sagittarius, to create more peace and harmony in your life, in your relationships. Any relationships could be personal, any type, really. Could be even family, right? And also, it could be like this is how you are. The full moon could be asking you to, or helping you to kind of like just maintain your own peace and harmony, within, right? And that always has something to do with our partnerships or, other people, the people who are in our lives, right? And yeah. And so that full moon this is going to help you to create harmony with anybody in your immediate environment or anybody in your community. Yeah. So thank you so much, Sagittarius, for joining me here. If you've enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe. It's helping me to get to the 1,000 subs. Hit the bell if you want to be notified of my next upload. And also, if you'd like a reading with me, I'm a psychic. I do tarot. I have all kinds of great readings on my website. So check out my website. It is listed below in the description box. Thank you so much, and happy spring. Today is the first day that I'm recording this where the sun moves into Aries, marking a brand new year and a brand new cycle for all of us. Yeah, it's always how we deal with it, isn't it? Those are the choices we have. So thank you so much.